Don't eat any more flies.
Oh, come on. You couldn't get mayor. That's why I was walking around there.
Sky raisins.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
You real?
The unit is self-contained with its own saddler, farrier, wheelwright and so on. It's a rigorous training dished on who know all there is to know about horses, and it brings results.
We take you behind the scenes now to show just some of the interesting aspects of this training.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine, the award-winning #1 podcast to create sounder horses from the ground up. Mike Stine is a registered journeyman farrier with an APF 1 accreditation. On this week's show, Talking Terminology, we're going to talk about the point of the croup. Also, we're going to discuss how the quarters and the shape of the pelvis determines the shape of the rump. And also a radiograph. If you're over on YouTube, you can watch this in real time as we discuss a bone fragmentation through radiographs. All this and much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. And over to my far right side, my very own radiograph is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing good, Travis. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike. Thank you for asking.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Mike.
Good.
Are you excited?
I'm always excited when I get to see you.
We got a rainstorm coming in. We're going to
Yes,
get
we do.
rain for the next couple days. So watch your ponies out there. Make sure they're not standing in the muck and standing in the...
Well, it's been long enough. We could use a little rain. Right?
Okay. All right. So let them stand out there in the muck then.
Well, they're going to, but you'd rather keep those feet dry.
So, as much as possible.
As much as possible, yeah.
So, Mike, you've got good news.
I do have good news.
Good news for us, bad news for everyone out there listening to us. The bad news is, good news is for us, bad news for you is we have run out of stickers.
It is heartbreaking.
Well, I say run out of stickers. We ran out of the Halloween, the Halloween season stickers. So if you didn't get yours, I'm sorry to say tough luck. But
I am shocked at how fast people grabbed them up.
you know what? They're a hot commodity, and we're getting ready to start our Thanksgiving one. So if you want to get on board right now and get on the list, the waiting list for those that are coming in, I don't know what we're going to do yet. I don't know if we're going to do magnets, keychains, stickers, or something. But you right now can get on the list right now. Go over to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says contact us. Just say I want a free sticker, and you know what? You know what I'm going to do, Mike? For people that go over to your Facebook page and say, I want a sticker, those people will get the stickers first.
Right.
We'll take priority on that. So you pick and choose where you want to go. Go to Equine Dynamics on Facebook and say, I want a sticker, and then put a turkey or something up there. Mike, what do you... Oh, wait, hold on before I jump into that. We also have...
Those stickers are like a collector's investment, right?
Yeah, they're like Pogs or NFTs or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Beanie Babies. Do they still do Beanie Babies?
I don't know.
Well, and something else that might be a collector's item is Mike has gone out and he's gotten a load of pens. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, there's the official Equine Dynamics podcast pen.
Yeah, and they put the little thing that hangs in your pocket over the Dynamics.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
They did.
It doesn't rotate.
It doesn't want to rotate.
Oh. Well, these are, what they call them, errors in the business.
Right.
And these are the ones that are collectible. So if you want to get your pen and all the other free stuff we have to
that will
give.
make them more collectible.
And then, of course, Mike's got his new business cards up here. I don't want to put, because it's got a QR code. It'll go right to the website if you're watching this here. Mike, what have you been up to? Enough about all the promotional stuff that we have here. What have you been up to? I want to know about you.
You do want to know about me.
I do, because you're a very interesting man. You're one of the most interesting men in the world.
Yes, like that. What's his name?
That guy.
You remember him?
Yes. Dos Equis.
Yes. Well, shooting out, making rounds, working on horses, right?
Okay.
And on Thursday, I had a rather interesting day.
What happened?
Well, I pulled into the farm.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Like planned.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's my blues riff. Go ahead.
Right. Drank some coffee.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Opened up the back of the rig.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Pulled tools out.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
As there was a crew coming in to work on the fence. And we were getting flyover from Shaw Air Force Base. And it's based down at Sumter. We were down to Rembert, south side of Camden. And then there's two large water towers directly across the road. They decided they were pressure washing them. And they'd hit those big tanks with the pressure washer. And the horses went, ah!
So you were chasing horses around all day?
Well, some of them did not like that, and they were reacting to it. So it made it a little more interesting day than what we had planned.
You know, it's so funny, and I've said this a million times. It's so funny that these horses are so large and so majestic and so bold and just, I mean, they're packed full of muscles and stuff. Like we have all these little barn cats that are now, you know, grown kittens, and they're starting to wander out into the pastures.
And the horses are scared.
And the horses are like, yeah, it's like the elephant and the mice or the mouse.
Well, they know there's things out there that can eat them.
I don't think a herd of barn kittens are going to eat a full-size horse, but...
Well, I mean, that spray in those tanks, it was a dragon flying in.
Oh, geez, yeah, I'm sure. So
and the Shaw Air Force jets were dragons flying in.
So it was all these new outsides. My wife always goes, horses are very inquisitive. They want to know what's going on, but yet they don't want to be part of anything.
Right.
It's amazing we've gotten this far in life with them, as far as sitting on them and letting us ride them and stuff.
Well, when things are going and they happen quickly out of the norm, they're real good at going, ah!
You know, they're always the fight or flight type deal.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about. Make sure you follow us over on YouTube for every podcast. The full-length podcast is available over on YouTube. You can see all the designs. Mike's got some graphs and stuff he's going to show us here in the studio. So to follow along, you can watch us in real time over on YouTube. And we also have some radiographs of a broken bone fragmentation in a horse's hoof, and so much more to talk about. So stick around. You'll listen to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. I think you got over 3,300 subscribers on your YouTube channel.
Nice. I hadn't even checked. I'm glad you checked because I wouldn't know.
I check all the time. I always check the numbers.
Right.
Because I got to make sure I push what's not doing well out to certain people. So.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Talking
yes,
terminology?
I am.
Talking
yes.
terminology? Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, you can join the podcast. The way you do that is go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says join the podcast. A little drop-down menu there. I know Mike was mentioning something to me off camera that he's having the website recapitulated. So
that's in the works. It hasn't started.
It hasn't started yet, so it's still available over there, and we're gonna have it. We're gonna kind of clean it up a little bit. There's a couple pages over there that we're not really using, and we'll
streamline it.
We're gonna make it a little bit more user friendly. But something that is part of it, and we'll maintain part of it, is the join the podcast section.
Right.
And what that means is if you have a microphone on your tablet, on your device, wherever you have a recording instrument.
And if you want to start running your own podcast and just contact Travis.
Yeah, exactly. But your voice can be heard right alongside of us. We broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, in a little town we like to call Marshville. And your voice can be heard right alongside of us. You can ask Mike any question that you like, or just ask us or myself if you feel the need to ask me something. You can do that, and we'll play your voice on the air. And we got this is season 14, so we have 14 seasons of show. So if you talk about something that we did in the past, any of the interviews that we've had, if you've got questions for them, we'll pass them along. Just give us a little watermark, season 2, episode 11, that type deal.
Yeah,
and we'll answer your thing. And my very own seasonal person is
the seasonal person. Yes.
Over to my far inside is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing well, Travis. How are you today?
Doing well. Doing all right as well. Your hair is looking much better than last week.
Well, I had it fixed for radio.
Last week it looked like you came in like what was the movie where her hair's standing straight up? I forget what movie that is.
Yeah, that one.
Yes. So your hair is somewhat doing better today. You don't look as scary. As scary.
Yeah.
As the Halloween season comes around. All right. I digress. So now we're going to jump into this episode, or this section called Talking Terminology. And if you're not familiar with this, welcome to the show, by the way. And Talking Terminology is a section where we kind of decipher and define some of the terms and phrases that you might hear in the barn, that you might hear your veterinarian say, your doctor, your trainer, your rider, or just people in the horse community in general. Now, this week we're going to talk about point of croup. Now, when I say croup, I'm thinking croup like
bad cough,
like a bad cough.
Well, what's the point of you having a bad cough?
I know. I don't know. What was the question?
What is croup? What is croup?
Croup is a bacterial, isn't it?
I think so, but that's not the croup we're talking about today.
Mike, we make a lot of stuff up on this show.
That's right.
So when we're talking about the point of croup, what are we talking about, Mike?
Well, we are talking about...
He goes to the book.
Let's shift it just a wee bit.
Okay.
Okay, move my...
I don't have that on camera, so don't worry.
Okay.
Do you want it on camera?
Put it on camera.
All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. All right, so here we go. Point of croup.
Point of croup would be right here. Right where your SI joint goes into your pelvis. There's two parts of the pelvis that stick up on either side of the spine, and that would be the point of your croup. You know...
And what's the importance of the croup?
Well, you won't.
Now, I know we're going to talk a little bit in next segment. We're going to talk about the shape of the rump, but what is the actual point of the croup?
Well, they have to have one.
Of course.
That's one point of it. But, no, I mean, when you're looking at a horse, in an ideal situation, the point of croup would be pretty even with the withers. I know some people, we want one uphill. I've seen people that will bet on race horses because if they're high in the croup or downhill, they think it makes them run faster, which I'm not sure about that one, but I know people that have made bets that way.
Now, not to be confused with last week, we were talking about roachback. Now, to me...
The roachback is further forward.
Okay, so that's what I was going to say. I mean, how do I tell?
And it's also on the back of a roach.
But
or a palmetto bug.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I'm looking at that, and I'm no way a professional by any means. I just learned what I learned from you and my wife, Mike. I would go, oh my God, that's got a roachback.
Basically, I can tell you anything.
Exactly. So, but I was like, oh my God, that's got a roachback. But no, that's the point of croup. That's up
the point of croup.
Okay.
The roachback would sit in here
above the belly.
See my beautifully manicured thumb.
Looks good.
But it would be lower back, but before your pelvis.
Okay. So my handy dandy cheat sheet here, thanks to our producers that turned this in or writes this up for me every week. It says the point of croup in an equine anatomy, it's the highest point of the back or the rump behind the loins. This is where the ilium, the top of the pelvis, meets the sacrum, the area that connects the hind legs to the spine. Am I reading that correctly? Did the producer get that right on that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So thank you very much for our producer.
But I mean, that's one of those things. If it sticks up abnormally high, you got to start questioning what's going on back there.
So is it good? Is it good to have a? What if it had no bump at all there? Would it be bad too? I mean, the reverse cycle.
Well, you're gonna have a bump, a little bit of a bump there. You're gonna be at least feel it. But how the horse is muscled in makes a difference in appearance. You would want a nicely muscled, filled in horse as far as the shape of the rump, and the appearance of a horse with a high or low tail set is going to make a difference, which we're going to go into that in a minute.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to discuss the croup, the quarters, and how the shape of the pelvis determines the shape of the rump. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. So stick around. We'll be right back. Discussion of croup, quarters, and how the shape of the pelvis determines the shape of the rump. You ready?
Right.
Here we go. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget to follow him over on Facebook. He's got 2 Facebook pages. Now, here's a funny story. Mike maxed out on his one Facebook page at 5,000, his personal page. So he had to create a business account. So his business account is same thing. It's Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. But he posts everything on both pages. So if you're a friend on one and a friend on the other, you're going to get the same amount of stuff. But if you want to get those new Thanksgiving stickers or magnets, whatever,
go to the business page.
Go to the business page. Either one, Mike. Just put I want a free sticker over on the Facebook page, and make sure you give them a subscribe over there, or follow, like, whatever they do over on Facebook, and we'll send you those out as well. I'll reach out to you, or Mike will reach out to you, and we'll get your address and we'll get it out to you. So do that. Follow him over on Facebook. That's Equine Dynamics Mike Stine. You can see the logo up there. You can see Mike's pretty face over there. And the reason why you're going to do that outside of the free sticker is because Mike posts a bunch of different visuals, some graphs, a lot of education, further education, and in almost in simplest form. It's not like a long read or anything like that. Sometimes
It's got to be something we can understand.
yeah, it's very, very visual. Mike posts a bunch of different graphs, a bunch of different videos, a bunch of different pictures, and showing you the difference of what you need to be looking for on a horse. And so join him over there on Facebook. And over to my far hand side, my very own professor is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
Doing all right. You getting a little excited? Getting ready for this Halloween coming up here?
I am very excited.
What are you going to dress up for Halloween? Are you doing anything?
Well, I thought... Actually, I do have plans for Halloween.
What are you doing on Halloween?
I am being a farrier.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I am going to some kind of clinic over the next town over. I guess I'm going to some clinic with my wife. And the only reason why...
Oh, is that Halloween?
Yes, it's Halloween weekend.
Oh.
So I'm going...
Is this the one that goes for a couple days? That,
Yep.
That is...
Yep. That's
it is... Yeah.
It's full. I forget who the young lady is. My wife's in...
She's coming down from Maryland, correct?
Yes. And my wife...
Felicita, I think.
I think so, yes. And my wife was in charge of setting everything up, and it's a packed house. I mean,
Right.
she sold, every spot, every position, every time slot has been filled. So unfortunately, that's not open to the public anymore, but that's where I'm going to be. And the only reason why I'm going is because Amy's friend's husband's going to be there, and me, him, and I think John Boy are going to be out front watching him drink beer or something like that.
Right.
Or us
Right.
drink beer watching the show.
John Boy's pretty all right to hang out with.
Yeah.
It's been good. Had a couple good chats with him.
So we'll have some fun over there. The guys being guys and the girls being, horse people and stuff.
Yes.
So it'll be fun. All right. Right now we're going to jump into the rump and talk about the croup, the quarters, and the shape of the pelvis as determining the shape of the rump. Now, jump on over to YouTube right now, and you can see this in real time as Mike is talking about it here, because you've got some visuals over there.
I do.
Okay, so why we're talking about the croup, and as Mike moves his Pictionary book over, we're talking about the croup and the point of the croup, and this is now what we're going to determine the size of the rump, or the shape of the rump. And why is this important, Mike? So go ahead, take it away.
Well, the shape of the rump is very important. As far as the cock of the the pelvis itself is cocked out behind the horse. That's going to make for a flatter on top rump. You want a nice round rump, and even as far as the rump, your angulation from your hip point down to your stifles, you don't want that to be straightened out too much. You want enough angle there, because if that's straightened out, you have too straight stifle, then you lead into a different set of issues.
And Mike's pointing to, he's got 4 diagrams.
Stifles here, pointy hip.
And Mike's got 4 diagrams here in his book. And if you want to see this visual, you have to go over to YouTube and see this. But we'll try to explain it as best as possible.
Yeah, there was a point in my career when I was doing a fair amount of Arabian work. Mm-hmm. And, they're going to be shaped a little different in the back end. And as far as how to deal with what's going on, it's going to be a little different. But they're sport horses, so they were working dressage. But you have some horses going to be flatter crouped. You've got, horses that we would call goose rumped, which is not anything that that you would want. You'd probably see more goose rumps than long backed horses. And then, you might see a ewe-neck in the same horse. But, just a nice muscled in hindquarters. You don't want it flatten up top. You want it built in. And
so out of those 4 pictures there, you have A, B, C, and D. What's a good rump to have? What's the ideal rump? Or are those all bad that we're looking at there?
Well,
or these are just different sizes for different...
These are different sizes, different shapes.
What's the ideal one to have? A, B, C, or D?
Well, I grew up around more quarter horsey types. And you probably going to be shaped a little bit more like A, hopefully, or some of them are going to be shaped like D, but that's not necessarily great either, because if you lose, you're losing muscle in there. But a nice, even round flow, you don't want the point of the croup looking like this sticking up real high.
Who was the one young lady that you said would watch the horse races, and she could tell by the way the tail laid?
Oh, that wasn't a young lady. That was Miss Nora.
well, I use young lady because she was an elderly woman.
Right. Yeah, she was. She was.
She was like 90-something years old, and she could pick a horse based on the way the tail laid down.
Well, she would, and it's like I was watching when I was working on some of her running horses. Yeah, she was talking about that one time. She says, if I could just bet as soon as she saw how the tail was going to do, she could tell you who was going to lose the race or win the race, pretty much. And we'd watch the horses and says, so-and-so just lost right there, and a few strides out, the horse would start backing off. It was because of how the tail was flowing.
Now, is that part of the croup that she's looking at?
Well, yeah. I mean, that would what she's saying is that the tail tightens up and the movement of the tail changes, and they're starting to tie up in the back end. They start slowing down, and that was something she could pick out because Miss Nora was a Jockey Club Hall of Famer, and she'd been raised in horse racing and watched Lord knows how many horse races over the years, and she had a few points that she would watch to pick out when the horse was if he starts climbing in the front end starting to hurt, back end starting to hurt, or whatever. She'd watch during the race, and she'd tell you when a horse is getting ready to drop speed, or watch him, he's getting in trouble. And just by watching what the body did, and she'd tell you on TV race which horse was getting ready to drop out of the pack, and just give him 3 or 4 or 5 strides. If it took that long, he was starting to drop out.
So the 4 rumps that we have here, A, B, C, and D, they're not necessarily bad, but each rump is for a...
Well, I mean, there are ideal rump shapes.
Okay.
I mean, as far as that goes.
I guess I'm looking for that answer is what I'm looking for.
But when you start swapping from a quarter horse to your warm bloods to your Arabians to your saddle horse, the shape of the horse is a little different because it's the shape of what's typical with that breed.
It's kind of like judging a Rottweiler compared to a Bernese Mountain Dog type deal. They're both dogs,
yeah.
but
they're both dogs.
They're both big dogs, but
they're both big dogs.
Just one has a little bit different shape than the other one,
and probably, they probably like eating a lot.
They all like eating. All right, when we come back, if you're not on YouTube right now, jump on over there because we have some radiographs of broken fragmentation that Mike was looking at the other day, and he'll just give his discussion and his opinion as far as what these graphs are reading. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics.
Right. I guess the big thing with the croup is this working or not working for that horse?
And you can change that with muscle and everything.
I've got to think about what I'm doing as far as adding any mechanics, changing base support, whatever with my job.
Okay, so stick around. We're going to talk about these radiographs coming up next. So stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. If you want to ask Mike Stine a question and you don't want to go on the air, we understand that. Some people are shy about their voice or don't like the sound of their voice. You can write Mike an email or type Mike an email, I guess is the term that you would use. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Contact Us. There's a little drop-down menu there. Fill that out. Make sure you put a physical return address because we'll send you out some of our holiday treats. Whether it be magnets, stickers, keychains, pens. Mike's got new business cards, so we'll throw a couple of those in there. These are the new business cards he's got that he designed. They turned out really good, so make sure you get those in right now. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the very top of the page says Contact Us, and fill out that little form, and we'll send it out to you. And over to my far hand side, my very own social media guy is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing okay. How are you, Mr. Travis?
You sound defeated over there, Mike. You're just mad because it's raining today, and you got to get out there under horses with soppy feet.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
And I should have brought a bar of soap.
You should have. You could have washed yourself and gotten your Saturday bath.
I don't think it's raining hard enough for that yet.
No, all right. Well, you can always start.
But we can.
Yes. So we're going to talk about this radiograph now. Now, first of all, it looks like a text message that was sent to you. Is that correct?
It was.
And why did this person? Is this a client of yours that this came about?
This came from a fellow farrier who we go back and forth on a lot of stuff.
So this is someone reaching out to you, to another farrier, right, saying, "Hey, help me in the business. What do you think about this?"
Look at this, and this is also a fellow farrier that I'll bounce stuff off of. And
have we had this farrier on the show before?
Yeah, Billy.
Okay, so you can say Billy.
I can say Billy.
Yeah,
Billy sent this.
Okay,
as a discussion.
So
yes.
What'd Billy have to say?
Well, this was a horse that was a pre-purchase exam, and the X-rays were from a pre-purchase exam, and apparently there were 2 vets involved that said the horse is sound at this moment, which if it was, it was. But then you look at this lateral X-ray, and we've automatically got some big questions.
All right, I'm going to switch over to the X-ray here. So here we go. That's not it. Did it again. Hold on, Mike. I know.
That's it.
There it is. So this is it.
It's amazing how the X-ray unit circled that area, right?
Right.
Automatically.
they knew what was going on.
Like with yeah. So there apparently is something there that looks like a bone chip, correct? Not correct? Don't know.
It looks like something that should not be there.
It looks exactly like something that should not be there. Okay. So the person looked at this horse. It was said that the horse was sound at this time.
So this looks like a little bump about the size of a pea, like a green pea, in between the coffin bone and what's this short little bone right here?
Short pastern.
Short pastern. And it's right there on the joint on the top of the
and
hoof.
there's a lot of movement in that area. There was right there, right in where the extensor process and your branch is your suspensory.
Is that a tumor?
Is it a tumor? I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Looks like a possible bone chip.
Okay.
Okay. Then the question is, yes, maybe the horse is sound right now, but with that going on, at what point are we going to start getting calcifications, and how long is it going to be?
I was just going to say that bone chip could solidify itself to the coffin bone or to the short pastern,
right,
and cause some issues.
Right. And even if it does not do that and it demineralizes, which probably it could, or it's removed. And that's a big enough chip there that
that's a big surgery.
It could cause a little bit of an issue. But at some point, because of the trauma to the area, you're liable to get some calcifications building in. And think about that in that joint. There's a lot of movement, and at that point, how sound is that horse going to be? How long is it going to take? I don't know. Somebody that's a radiologist might be able to shed some light on that. But how long is it going to take? My bet would be yes, in time. That's going to be an issue. The person opted not to buy the horse.
Now, my dad has been living with us for 3.5 years now.
Right.
And he has problems on his knees. His knees are basically bone on bone. And he has to go like every 6 to 8 weeks, get a steroid injection because of the bone on bone action.
Right.
And then, it's a miracle what he can do. He has to walk around with a walker or cane, and then he gets that shot. And he's not, running, marathons or anything like that.
But close to marathons.
Right. I mean, he's moving a little bit faster through the house and through the kitchen and stuff.
Sprint races.
So if this right here continues, this bone fragmentation, can you literally, as the horse gets sore in that spot, start giving it injections of steroids?
Well, they do coffin joint injections.
Is that good or bad for the horse? We don't know.
Well, I work on horses that have had coffin joint injections, and that are usually under horses that are under really heavy work, and it does get them happier as far as settling down any kind of aggravation, pain in the joint. Now, the question is, when you get calcifications in there and they progress, at what point are they going to be the point we cannot settle them down? Which, if we're not working with this horse, then we're not dealing with it.
When they do the surgery on this, do they physically remove it, or do they break it up in smaller pieces and hopefully that it absorbs into the body type deal? I don't know if that's a practice or something that they would do.
That would be a veterinary, an orthopedic surgeon question.
Well, I didn't know if you've seen someone do that, or one of the people that you've worked side by side with has done that.
I've had people that have had bone chips removed at different points in horses, for sure. As far as actively how they do it, I don't know. I know they would try to be as create as much, at least as uninvasive as possible, I guess might be a way to put it.
I'm
trying to minimize the damage they do when they're trying to get it out of there.
And my next question was, is it very, very extensive surgery? But you don't know. You haven't seen it done.
Well, I'm not a surgeon.
I know you're not. By any stretch of the imagination.
Well, I was going to be a brain surgeon. I got a can opener and an ice cream scoop. That's all you need.
Wrong movie, Mike.
Oh, okay.
So is this a career-ending bone fragmentation, or is this something that whoops, did I switch? I switched around camera. Is this a career-ending, or is this something that someone can work with, or is this someone buyer's remorse now?
Well, it's not buyer's remorse, but if it is a case where the horse in particular is sound at the moment.
Now, is everything else on this horse pretty sound? Other than that, okay.
Everything else looks pretty good, and the lateral looks very good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the whole entire X-ray here.
Your HL zones look nice. Your laminized zone is pretty nice from tip to bottom. You've got my guess would be fairly decent sole depth. Fairly decent. I don't know. I hadn't got a measurement to it, and it could be that could be cocked slightly. Anyway, not a bad look, not a terrible looking X-ray.
So
with a lot worse.
How did this happen? Do you think? How does this normally happen? A bone fragmentation on the top part between the coffin bone and the short pastern on top there. Is that someone?
It could be an impact. It could be extreme stress. It could be the fact we're just a horse.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll go out in the field by themselves and they're a little suicidal.
I wouldn't call them suicidal, just a little outstanding other than regular normal.
Well, when some of these young ones, especially get a bunch of young colts together and they romp and stomp and run and get excited with that and run into things.
Kick and fart.
Yeah, kick and fart, kick each other.
There's a lot of stuff going on out there when the sun goes down type deal. All right, guys, one more little segment. We'll let you get back to playing with your pony, so stick around. You're listening to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. He'll be right back. I hope it's not raining out there. I shall have to do my walk. You don't care.
No. No, I really don't.
I really don't. All right, here we go.
All right.
Welcome back to Equine Dynamics with Mike Stine. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you, and the way you can do that is go to equinedynamics.com. It says join the podcast. What that means is you can click on that. At the very top of the page has a little orange bar. It says be heard. Click on that. Opens up a microphone. If you've got a microphone on your device, your phone, your tablet, wherever you're listening to us on or at, speak right into it. You can be anonymous if you want. That's the best part about it. You can be anonymous. It does want an email address. It's not an email grab or anything. The computer just wants to make sure that you are not a robot. So you can speak right into it, and we broadcast every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town we like to call Marshall. So get your voice in now, be part of the podcast, and join the podcast by getting your voice on the air. And over to my far right side is Mike Stine. How are you?
I am doing okay, Travis. How are you?
Doing all right. So what did we learn today, Mike?
What did we learn today?
Talking terminology. We're talking about the point of croup.
Point of croup.
So point of croup is not to be mixed up with roachback. It's a total different position.
Roachback. It is right where the pelvis curves up.
Show your book there. Spine. Show your book. There you go.
Okay. Right at this point would be the point of croup.
Why don't you use your handy dandy new pen that you got? Your new promo pens. There you go.
Here's my promo pen.
There you go. Mike's
right
there you go.
At the top of the croup.
Okay.
That's it. That way I'm even giving out my phone number.
There you go. Right there. So, and what's the importance of the point of the croup and how it shapes the rump?
Well, the point of the croup, if the height of it makes a difference, and as far as the appearance, and some of that has to do with muscle atrophy or being well muscled. Wherever everything is well muscled, you're not going to get as high of this high of a croup because if the muscle's missing, it will sag down around it. So that tells you something about how well a horse is using his hindquarters.
I know watching some of your clinics that you've done, Mike, you had a picture of a horse where its rump was kind of almost like sagging inwards instead of being like a nice round horse butt. It kind of sags in. Is that partially because of a bad point of croup, or is that something totally different?
Well, it is.
Did I spin you there?
It is. It does have to do with pelvis positioning, which that can vary from here to here just a little bit, and how well the horse is using his hind end. If he's not flexing in the hind legs, that won't develop. If he's flexing in the hind legs, it's like you squatting down, right? and then you'll get development in there. But if they're working really straight in the back end and pulling low, you'll get heavy development down your hamstrings, but lack of development here. So those horses are moving too straight on the back end, and those horses also probably are going to, fair chance you're going to get a little bit of responsiveness in the area just in front of the point of the croup, if you're palpating. Massage therapists will be able to find that. And
every horse breed has every different styles of rump and croup at the same time.
Right, and if that's the case, how heavy are they landing on the front end? You can about guarantee if they're working horses, and that's what the muscle in the hind end's shaped like, they're laying on the front end and dragging themselves, not pushing.
And also, the radiograph of a bone fragmentation that Mike was sent from another horse farrier by the name of Billy. What was Billy's last name?
Pope.
Billy Pope. We've had him on the show?
He left us a message.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's right, Billy Pope.
The show. I've tried.
That's right. He did join the podcast, and his message came in. So yeah, that was Billy Pope, and he reached out to Mike and said, "Hey, look, what do you think of this?" And this is what Mike got. So we'll make sure I got the right camera up, and we're going to camera 6 here, and this is a bone fragmentation that came from Billy Pope, friend of the show. So there you go.
Right. I mean, you can almost see the hair coming down the cornet band there.
Yeah.
So it's pretty lot of definition that you can see to the X-ray, and I mean, you can see between the wall and the laminae down the dorsal wall of the coffin bone. But the question in is the chip. How much damage is that going to be long term? At what point is that going to most likely start calcifying in?
Now, when you say chip, I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's a really big piece. I mean, like I said, it's about the size of a green pea, but when you say chip, I'm looking for where it came from. Did it come from the short pasture, and did it come from the coffin bone?
My bet would be most likely off the coffin bone.
Okay. Off somewhere on that front of that coffin bone.
Right at the top of the extensor process area.
Okay. Oh, I see. Like right here, it cracked off there. I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then it's why did
stepped on it, kick somebody,
stepped on it, hyperflex the joint,
kick the farrier.
Kick the farrier.
something did not agree with that horse and ended up getting that way.
Right.
All right, guys. If you've enjoyed the show and you'd like this podcast to perform out at your clinic, your location, any kind of festivals or anything you got going on, all those fall festivals are out there right now. This is season 14. Make sure you reach out to us. We can set this up, and we can put a little booth out there for you, and we can greet your friends, and
we'll come in with our flying our helicopter,
and
Travis will rappel out.
We'll bring our listeners with us. So join us and have us over at your location. Go to equinedynamics.com. At the top of the page says clinics. Fill out that little form, and Mike will pencil you in, and we'll schedule you to go out there and meet all your friends and meet all your guests and everything that you got going on. So do that as well. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe, and also follow us on Facebook as well. All right, guys, on that note, on behalf of Mike Stine over there,
hope you enjoy your day and enjoy your ponies.
My name is Travis, saying see you next week.
Just close your eyes and dream.
There you go.
Dream of someone.
Hi, Lucky.
Good night, Ned.
Hi, Dusty.
Good night, Ned.
Good night, Ned.